It's one thing for us to read about it, to see it on TV and to hear about it. It's something else for you who's living in the center of it. As we said, the last few years have been extremely turbulent for you. Have you ever felt at some point like this is not worth it?
Have there been low moments? Yes, several low moments.
Well, you really felt like, okay,
where
maybe I need to,
yeah, you begin,
leave the country?
you question your choices. You question your choices. You wonder whether it is worth it. I have locked myself and cried before. The first time I think that I cried so hard was in 2014, August the 2nd.
You remember the date?
I do. I know the exact spot where I cried. It was in the parking lot of Watoto Church. The day before, we had just won the case against the Attorney General. The court had nullified the Anti-Homosexuality Act. And so all the years of vitriol and abuse, especially from the Christian community, and here I was in the morning going to a Christian radio station for a morning talk show. And I got to the parking lot of this radio station and cried. I think Mabel Keberunji was the host for the show. I recall very well another guy called Enoch. I was late for the show because I had to, go wash my face. So there have been low moments where I have cried and questioned myself whether this is worth it. I have also reflected whether I should stay in this country. Crisol, I was arrested in December and accused of money laundering for a crime I never committed, for a grant our organization has been receiving. I spent Christmas in jail. I've spent Christmas in jail. When I got out on court bail, I'm unable to travel because my passport has been taken by the court as a condition for the grant of my bail. In spite of a lack of any iota of evidence of any criminality on my part, you are locked up in this system of repression. The organization I lead was closed down ostensibly for failing to file returns. Even when we have shown evidence of us having filed returns, we still remain suspended. I have received numerous death threats on phone calls. And so you sometimes question whether you've done your part, you've made your contribution and should pass the baton to other people. Consequently, I may be leaving the country for the very least a year to go away, reflect, recuperate, and rethink my future in this work. Maybe we can do it some other way, but I think that I feel like a noose is on my neck and is being tightened every day.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're talking about, being held down by the system, no evidence. Do you feel it's a concerted effort to break you? Does it feel like that?
Yeah. There's just a certain perception created in some sections of our intelligence system and extremist elements of the ruling party that I'm engaged in some sort of subversive activities. The deputy director of the Government Information Center has been a crusader of this on social media. The police spokesperson, when I was arrested, said I was arrested for subversive activities. I don't know what those activities are. I have never been engaged in any such activities. People may not like certain clients I represent, like sexual minorities, people in the opposition, but our clientele is diverse. It includes people who are in the armed forces, it includes people who are in the intelligence services. Provided your right is violated, and we believe there's a fundamental violation of a right, and we have the resources to help you. We have helped people, but nobody should be victimized on account of the clientele they represent. It's hard. It's been difficult the last couple of weeks. I have, for the first time, had to see a therapist because I've suffered depression. Not even the war in the north and the trauma that I went through drove me to a breaking point that this experience has driven me. But yeah, I'm seeing a therapist. I have acute insomnia. and a withdrawal syndrome. You know, sometimes I don't even call my own parents for months on end because you just want to be by yourself. So there's been low moments.
Okay.
It's been low moments.
Okay, I now understand why you're saying sleeping is a problem.
Yeah, it is.
Imagine, and this is more recent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's tough. It's tough.
So what do you do to try? Have you found something that gives you joy? Because you mentioned that you wanted to do journalism. Yes, you're a lawyer, but you have a love for photography.
Yeah, I have quite.
Does that give you some kind of joy and it's something that's a passion project?
It does. It does. I have spent quite a bit of money to put together a set of equipment to enable me to do some photo. I love photography. I love just shooting a good picture and sharing it. I'm learning to do some professional work. My teacher is the wonderful Abdul Zahar, wonderful photographer. So I'm learning. I have an interest in photography. So I pick my camera and just walk to poor neighborhoods and take people's photos. And I've also found something exciting. Some of these people that are in the slums, I've never had a good picture of them taken. So you take a good picture, show it to them, and they're excited about it. Some kids are naked, but they love the picture. So you go print it out and take it back to them, and those pictures hang on their walls. They are the only close to professional pictures they have taken.
True. I think people take that for granted, right?
Yeah, people take it for granted. So, go to Naguru, go to Kasoko Soko, and just sit there and talk to people and hear about their lives. I spent one weekend in Naguru slum here, just taking photographs, and discovered the biggest problem of the people there was not anything else but bed bugs.
Oh my.
It was a big problem that every morning they had to empty their shanty houses
and put everything in the
and
sun.
put it outside for the bed bugs to, go away, and then come back. So, you begin to learn aspects of people's lives that many of us take really for granted. I discovered, for example, many of our security guards who guard our offices, who guard our homes, live in these slums, and we trust them with our lives. So you come face to face with the stark inequality in society, the injustice in society, and in many cases where you can help, you try to help. You try to help.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love your happy socks. Can I just say, we need to zoom in. You're a fan of The Simpsons?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I love happy socks.
I think that says so much about the fun side of your personality.
People think the feet must be dull. Not with me. Not with me.
No, that's not happening.
No.
So do you have like a collection of happy socks?
So I have a lot of friends who know I love happy socks. So they send me quite a bit. I have over 15 pairs.
Oh.
My brother's son, Buomono, sent me a couple. My friend's secretary in a law firm, Robert Chirunda's secretary, sent me a couple. So I have over 15 pairs.
That's awesome.
Yeah, 15 pairs. They give me joy. If you go to my Instagram page, sometimes I put my feet up in the office and take a picture and share. People don't expect a lawyer to do that, but little things that give us joy. Yeah, they give us joy.
Okay, so you mentioned that for the first time in your life, you're now seeing a therapist.
Yeah.
And I've had very many conversations with people talking about mental health and the fact that a lot of men, at least Ugandan men, but a lot of men fight against the idea of therapy, fight against the idea of sitting down and just opening up and talking honestly. Is that something you've seen, and did you struggle in the beginning to be able to open up and really talk about what you're going through?
So mental health is a real issue, but it also challenges our perception of manhood.
That's the thing.
So
Men are supposed
much.
to be so strong,
strong.
and keep it all in.
Yeah, so much so that people don't talk about it, but people suffer silently. I had the same problem. I thought, I can write this out. I can write this out. Until a good friend, a Ugandan lady who is a law professor at Loyola University, Professor Priscilla Ochen, nudged me towards seeing a therapist, and in fact paid for a few sessions for me. I didn't think it was useful, someone telling you to listen to your breath. But when I went through it, it was transformative. It really helped me to cope. And since then, I've been speaking publicly about mental health. I've shared my stories in a few places, on social media as well, to encourage other people that it is okay to be unwell. You can only set yourself on a path to recovery when you confront your fears and confront your problems. And mental health is as a problem as malaria, as COVID, and you must deal with it.
Previously on Crystal One-on-One.
I was auditioning for a concert that was going to happen at school, like a musical thing that was going to happen at school. And these boys that used to bully me walked into the room just as I was about to start the audition. And like, I literally felt my voice box like close up. It was like...
So how many households do you think you're able to help now?
We fed 12 households, but they were... 61 people were impacted through those 12 households.
Oh my, okay.
Also for me, it's that I wish I'd listened to my parents and my aunt as they told me, because we had this conversation over and over again. And I didn't hear them out. I was like, you don't understand. That's all I had to say, that you just don't understand. And so now it's like,
You can only set yourself on a path to recovery when you confront your fears and confront your problems. And mental health is as a problem as malaria, as COVID, and you must deal with it. Yeah.
Thank you. Because most of these conversations are with women and not many with men.
Yeah. I think men must realize that they too can be vulnerable, and that this facade of strength is only a perception of the patriarchy. It is not the reality. Men suffer. And you see this on the impact, you see the impact of mental health of men in how they treat their children, how they treat their partners, how they react to situations. Really, it's just a symptom of the mental health. People who live in denial are often violent to their partners, are often violent to their kids, are unkind to others. And you see the way they drive on the road, you see, and for me now, sitting back and having gone through therapy, I can see the symptoms of mental health everywhere. And the conduct of people who are on borders, people who are driving reckless on the street. You see somebody who needs help.
Easily triggered by the smallest thing, and you're like, is that really a big deal?
They need help, but yet they don't want to seek the help. I think we must begin to have a campaign for men to be able to confront mental health as a problem, because it has debilitating impact on the lives of those who are involved with them.
True, it has an impact on everyone around you.
Yeah, because I think, for example, domestic violence is really largely a function of a mental problem.
Yeah.
Why would somebody hack his wife to death? Why would somebody beat his wife on a mere understanding? I think that it is underpinned largely by mental health. If you're in a sound mental state, there's no place for violence. I also think that our men and women in the security sector need to address the question of mental health, because they do a difficult job.
Yeah.
Sometimes they go through trauma. And what they do to others on the street is a manifestation of a deep-seated problem of mental health in our security services.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So taking time away, you've decided, I think, and this is also probably part of your journey through therapy and figuring out what you need for you right now to end up in a good place. So you want to take some time away. What will you be doing? Do you know? Because you mentioned that, you do some talks. Not that you're a lecturer.
Yeah.
But you said you're a distinguished scholar?
Visiting scholar, yeah.
Yes. Can you tell us a bit about that?
So first of all, I've never spoken about this public. So this is an exclusive for you.
Oh, thank you.
People don't even know this. So this is the first time I'm talking about it publicly. For many years, I've been a visiting scholar at the University of Stanford in California, in the Silicon Valley. I have found some satisfaction in spending time away in the academia, in being a visiting scholar.
Okay.
This time, I have a one-year appointment as a visiting scholar, or as a research scholar, at the Carr Center for Human Rights and Policy at the Kennedy School of Governance at Harvard University. I was supposed to have reported on the 1st of September, but because of my court troubles, I still can't go. Hopefully, I can't be able to go as soon as I can, and we'll spend a whole year at the Kennedy School of Governance in the US at Harvard.
Okay, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm
So I'll be
sure-
writing, I'll be taking a few classes, I'll be mentoring students and getting involved in research work for a whole year. Just remove myself from this toxic environment and reflect on my future.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that sounds exciting.
It is. I've never been to, I've spent much of my time in the Silicon Valley. I've never done a scholarship work at Harvard, so it's a prestigious university. I'm grateful for the appointment, and hopefully I can overcome my troubles here and go as soon as I can.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me on Crystal One-on-One. It's been an absolute pleasure.
No, Crystal, the pleasure is mine. I used to listen to you on radio.
Oh,
You
yeah.
are my superstar. You are my celebrity. So to sit with you is an honor.
Well,
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I look forward to hearing about your journey and, yeah, your experiences.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it should be
Fantastic.
very different and very exciting.
It can only get better. I think that these kind of things make us stronger. When you go through it, you come out of it at the other end a better person
Yeah.
and a much stronger person. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all the best.
Thank you.
Again.
Thank you for having me.